You guys called up Alex Galchenyuk for the Lehkonen goal. What was sort of the thinking with him to
experienced guy playing real well for Crow down there. He's put in a lot of work on his game, so we've had a look at him earlier in the season. Want to see him again.
Was there anything that you liked or didn't like sort of about that pretty short stretch that he was up here? I think it was 3 games.
Yeah, I think the pace of his game wasn't where it needed to be, but he was also coming off an injury that had kept him out through training camp or whatnot, and so now he's got a whole season under his belt. He's been one of their top producers, a guy that can help chip in, so time to take a look at it.
It just feels like maybe you're finally starting to get healthier, and then Lehkonen goes down last night. Is it like that kind of year?
Kind of the story of our season. I mean, it just kind of the way it's gone, right? Like we get Manson back, we lose McCarr, we get Byram back, we lose McCarr again, we lose Manson again. I mean, it just keeps coming for us. But I think the guys have done a nice job kind of fighting through the adversity, just sort of staying on track. Obviously, every guy that you lose, winning becomes a little bit more difficult, especially impact players like these guys that we have out. But we've got other guys step up, elevate their game, just trying to find a way to keep grinding.
How do you it feels like losing Artturi is like losing your ultimate competitor. What do you feel that you lose when it's not about?
He's one of our identity guys, no question. I mean, this is one of the hardest working guys on the ice in every single game that he plays. All situation guy, power play, penalty kill, 5-on-5s, playing their top line or top 2 lines every night. And when it comes to the competitiveness and the passion that he plays with, he sets the bar for our team. So I think we're going to miss him. There's no question, but it is what it is. I mean, I think on the bright side, it's his top hand. He's going for surgery first thing in the morning, and we hope to be able to get him back. And with an injury like a finger, at least you can skate and stay in shape and making sure when you get the all clear that you're basically ready to go.
How did last season's run and knowing what it takes, how's that helped your group sort of navigate these injuries, the ups and downs of this season?
Yeah, well, so every team is going to go through their fair share of adversity with injuries, and we did last year even in the playoffs. I think what it does, it gives our team belief that 1 or 2 guys or guys missing out of the lineup, that we can still go accomplish our goal of winning hockey games and getting in the playoffs and being a good team when we get there. Guys have kind of been through that before. They have faith in the guys around them, and it's just about buy-in and commitment to what we have to do in order to win. And it may change when you lose certain guys. You may have to be that much better and dialed in. And so it's a good challenge for our guys. Nobody likes to go through it, but I still think like the competitors in our locker room, they understand it and they're not panicked about it. It's just moving on to tomorrow night and seeing what we can do to win.
When you see the East, when you see the West, what do you see? There's so much talk about the East with Boston and all these teams with great records. What do you see out West right now with everything so tight?
Yeah, so I don't worry about the East at all. I mean, if we're facing them in the Stanley Cup Finals, so be it. Like, may the best man win. You know what I mean? So. There's a lot of good teams out west as well. I feel like there's a lot of parity there. Everyone provides an opponent, gives you a different challenge in a different way. LA, they can lock it down defensively. They're rock solid in their structure. They've got some firepower added back into the lineup this year. You face Edmonton and you got to be on your toes because they can fill the net on you. Dallas is a little bit of mix of both. I mean, every team has something, right? And as a coach, every team worries me a little bit, but I also have confidence in our team that we can, if we play the way we can play, then we can beat those teams as well. So you got to play your best hockey at the most important time of the year.
When you're the defending champion and players talk about the following season, what they have to go through, what they have to learn. As a coach, what have you learned?
Yeah, so it's been a challenge this year, and not just because of some of the adversity with injuries and whatnot, but it's the I don't want to call it a hangover, but like getting ready to play to the same level you played at the year before right out of the gate was difficult, okay? I think some of the players, and you're looking at it, even though it's not your intent, you're going, do I have to really go do that again for 82 already? And so I felt like we were pretty comfortable where we were at. There's a self-confidence in our group, and I don't think we're pushing to the level that we need to push to. I still think at times we're not. But I guess the positive signs out of that is that we drop all the way to the bottom of our division, and a month ago or 6 weeks ago, and the guys really dig in and start playing well, and we win 14-17, and so I think we have it within us. It's just getting to that level of desperation and determination on a nightly basis, and we've seen it even the last couple of nights. We don't have a great start against Arizona, and then we dial it up to a level that pretty much guaranteed us the win, and then we did it again last night in Montreal. So I think that hopefully the best of our hockey is yet to come, and hopefully we can get healthier than we've been all season as well, which can help us in a big way.
One of the constants you've had in terms of health and production has been Mikko Rantanen, a guy who, probably inside your room gets his due, but seems to kind of fly under the radar a little bit outside of, your room.
Yeah, I mean, for sure for the last few years, I think that he flew under the radar a little bit. But this is a guy that's 6'4", 220 plus, elite level skill, vision, being able to play with guys on his back, make plays. This year he's scoring at a higher clip. We should talk a little bit more. I think there's a confidence in there because of some of the injuries we've split him from that. That's the amazing thing for me. Like, they were always really good together. We relied on them to play together for the better part of their careers, and now they're doing it apart. So McKinnon's having points per game year that is as good as he's ever had without Mikko, and driving his line, and Mikko's doing the same with Comfer. Broke career high in goals already. So it's pretty impressive when you're taking one of the other best players in the world away from yourself in both of their cases, and they're still being able to produce. So I like it. It's been giving us some balance. We've put them back together here recently, but at least it gives us some options, just like it did last year in the playoffs.
And Landeskog, I know you've been asked this a few times recently, and I guess it's a tough question to answer.
Yeah.
Any clarity yet on?
No clarity. He's just making progress, slow and steady. He looks better, feels better. Still not there yet, so he's just going to keep grinding to get back as soon as he can. I don't know when that will be. I don't know if it'll be regular season, beginning of postseason. I don't know. It's all going to be up to him and when he gives us the okay. But he is making progress both off the ice and on the ice.
You've got so many high-end skill guys on this team. As a coach inside, when you see a goal like McKinnon scores last night, is there part of you that's still a fan that watches?
Yeah. I mean, around the league, not just our guys, but around the league, the skill level impresses me. The speed of the game impresses me. I mean, you see, teams even at the up-and-comers that, like we played, was it Keller, Payton, the other night, Schmaltz. It's, Arizona's top line. They are hard to handle. That remind me of Hughes' line in Jersey. They're buzzing everywhere, and they make plays with a lot of confidence. And, so around the league, our guys especially still impress me on a daily basis.
Is Malgin sliding top six, it looks like?
Yeah, I think he will.
How much does that say about what he's been able to do since that trade, and then also sort of fitting that he gets that opportunity back in Toronto?
Well, he's earned the opportunity, no question. A little quiet when he first came. I think it takes him a little bit longer to get comfortable, but he's a confident player, obviously highly skilled, moves real well. He had a tough time putting the puck in net in Toronto, had a tough time putting the puck in the net with us, and then you've seen him kind of catch a little bit of a hot streak over the last little while, and makes a lot of plays with the puck. I think he obviously thinks it like a top six forward, so to be able to put him with a couple of guys that are having good years in Comfer and Nichushkin or Comfer and Rantanen, depending on what we decide to do, I think is only fitting. I mean, he's earned the opportunity to see what we can do with it.
A couple more guys. Just confirmed 4 to 6 minimum for Artturi. I know you said on the
radio.
Well,
he hasn't seen the surgeon yet,
Yeah.
so I mean, he's flying back today, and you'll see him tomorrow morning and have the surgery that he needs. Obviously, they've looked at the X-rays, so generally that's the starting point, and then hopefully we get good news that it's not any worse.